Do you have a houseplant that looks like this, but you want it to look more like this? Here's a super easy hack to get bushier houseplants. All you need is some bobby pins, and you're simply going to open these up a little bit and use these to pin the stems back into the pot. When doing this, it's so important to make sure you're pinning the nodes of the plant back into the soil. The nodes are found at the base of each leaf, and this is where new roots will grow. Over time, these nodes will root back into the soil, and you will be left with the bushiest, fullest houseplant of your dreams. Try it out and let me know what you think.
Something extremely rare happened to me. There is a 1 in 100,000 chance of this ever happening. I planted some Monstera deliciosa seeds. This is what they normally look like. They're a bright green color. However, one of them sprouted with completely white variegation. This is usually known as a ghost leaf or seedling. However, there is a sad end to this story. Plants need chlorophyll to photosynthesize. Without any green on the leaves, they have to live off of nutrients from the soil and will eventually die. But it's cool to enjoy while it lasts.
When you buy a little plant and it's doing great, you break off a piece and you propagate, you make another plant. Ooh yeah, a baby brother plant.
A shortcut to the chum bucket. That must be for me. This isn't the chum bucket.
This is your sign to put your plants outside.
My Monstera is thriving. We lost one of my favorite leaves in the transition, but look at this, and this, and this, and this. My trade scantia is finally starting to recover into the thick of it. My heartleaf philodendron is insane. We're getting tons of new baby pitchers. This caladium has literally exploded. My begonia could definitely win an award at the fair. My rubber tree who hated me is finally putting out new leaves. More insane Monstera growth. My fiddly fig is putting out its second biggest leaf, and somehow I was able to save a croton. My plants are mostly in shade. I've left them out even on 100-degree days, and they're doing just fine.
Here's how to plant without drainage. This is what happens when you combine several plants with different needs with no drainage. We're going to get rid of all this soil and all of these plants. They're almost dead anyway. Just this last little piece lily has a tiny bit of life in it, but the customer wants a complete renew. The best thing you can do is keep the plants in the pot, in their nursery pot, so that you can remove them and water them separately. One of the main reasons that plants die in these arrangements is because they have different watering needs. They'll put something very drought tolerant with something that needs watered more frequently. So one thing or the other always seems to die off. Case in point, that peace lily you saw at the beginning of the video that was actually able to live through all of that wet soil. You'll see me going around here just covering up all of the negative spaces with this decorative moss. It looks great, and they'll live.
We're back, and this time it's with the snake plant. It was labeled for 5. I was able to get it for 2. Let's save her. Smell it. Oh, she is crusty and dusty. She has a new baby growing. I'm gonna choose. That's always so hard. Do not water it weekly. It's a succulent. Let it dry out. You see that? The roots look good. Going to turn back to green. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut them. Yeah, that's better. It's going good. He's right there. We're gonna do it right here. This is what we're left with. I find that snake plants like to be a little bit more root bound, so rinse this off well and get her back in here. I have a cactus succulent potting mix, bonsai jack gravel that I have, mosquito bits. So she definitely is not perfect. She's gonna look a little rough before she looks better. She has a lot of potential. I'm gonna water here in the next couple of days. from then on out, I'll probably water like once every like 2 months, honestly. And that's it. Bye.
Am I dumb?
Oh, sorry, I'm in the middle. It's okay. You never really have it as relatively new.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring.
You know it's not the same as it was.
Not very thirsty. Would not stop floating. Thirsty boy.
Baby, can you do it like that? From the front to the back.
Check, check, check. Getting those last little sips in. Decided to repot this guy after I'd already watered it. This guy always wants a drink. Just needed one sip. Slurp.
I wanna see some.
And I try to fold it in two. If it's stiff and won't bend, I know it's not gonna need water for a while. If it's slightly pliable but takes a little bit of force to bend like this one, I know I need to come back in a few days. I'm waiting for these hearts to be completely limp. I trust this method so much I completely stopped checking the soil. This string of hearts actually does have drainage, so when it's time to water, I just water until it comes out the bottom. This one's full all the way to the floor. I watered this a few days ago and it's so stiff it won't even bend a little. That's how you know it's well hydrated and won't need water for a long time. Quick tip, after you've watered it, wait a day and try to bend the leaf again. The stiffness tells you you've watered properly.
I think that I have gotten the most stunning plant in the world. Literally. Let me show you. I'm just gonna let it sit here.
Are you telling me that this needs to break just so it can be repotted? Tap tap tap, that's glass. Who came up with this idea?
I
really didn't think this plant rescue could get any worse, but it did. First, we tried to heat up the glue to maybe, you know, get that little top part off. Then we tried to score the glass and run it under hot water, cold water, but we came to the conclusion that just was not working. Finally broke the glass off and started removing these hard rocks. Upon doing that, this part collapsed and I was like, oh great, just a bunch of glued rocks and some moss. I went around the side and started doing the same thing, and then I noticed something, and I was thinking that can't be what I think it is. Went to go look at it in better light, and yes, that is a nursery pot. Why would you want to just put this plant in here in a nursery pot and then shove moss and then glue rocks and then put it in a contraption? It just makes no sense. Anyway, I think we basically have saved its life, so. After breaking open the vase, it's finally time to repot this plant. I'll be using some potting mix with some extra perlite, orchid bark, and I think that was it. After trying to remove some of the soil, I discovered that there was another piece of like ribbon connected around this. I went ahead and just chopped it off. It seems to just be intertwining this whole plant, so I don't know why it took me this long, but I cut off the top ribbon as well. I then began to separate them all out. Here we have a few new offshoots, and I'm just going to separate them. When it comes to potting these up, what I'm going to do is take my pot I'm using, fill it about halfway, and moisten the soil. I feel like it's a lot easier to work with. I just pack the soil around and continue to the next one. Giving it a nice bath, here it is.
OMG, I found the best hack to get rid of thrips on my plants.
Finally breaking open my mom's 10-plus-year-old Hoya plant to repot it.
What I thought my plant room would look like.
Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start